All right, here we are on the Solar Road Tour again, more of a walking tour today. Just headed over from our Portland, Maine showroom to the east end, beautiful Munjoy Hill, where we have a net zero apartment building with Paul Ledman. We're about to meet Paul, so check it out.
Hey,
Paul. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
Great. Well, this is a great sunny day. Let's take
Come on in. Well, I've always been interested in energy efficiency. I used to rebuild brownstones in New York City many years ago during the Carter years when everyone was talking about how we needed to be energy self-sufficient, you know, and the technology wasn't very good then, but there were things that you could do. And we seem to have lost the concept somewhere along the line in the 80s that maybe efficiency is a good idea. So many of these buildings in Maine are so old, they're so leaky and so drafty. You're basically heating the atmosphere every time you turn on your boiler. You heat, and the hot air disappears out windows and cracks and through the walls and so forth. If you take an infrared picture of this house sometime in February, it's all going to be green and blue. We're not going to have any heat loss. The key to all of this, and the basic thing, is the fact that we don't need much energy because we don't waste. You know, you start with the insulation. Our insulation is far, far in excess of minimum standards. It is a very tight building. It just doesn't lose heat, period. And if you don't lose it, you don't need more. So what we did there is we realized that we could easily heat or cool the building with something called an air source heat pump, which is a very, very common technology used around the world. You also have something called the heat recovery ventilator, which takes the warm air that we usually expel out the windows in winter, but it takes that warm air, extracts the heat, heats up the fresh air coming in to a degree, so you're not wasting the energy over and over again. Those alone would do a tremendous amount in terms of saving energy. We then went to the next level, and we have a solar hot water system. On the roof, it's a pleasant day. What is it, about 65, maybe 68 degrees outside. The collector temperature reads 167 degrees. And what that really translates to is we've set it up so you don't get scalded when you turn on the water, but we are basically generating all the hot water we need. It's a large tank. We'll have hot water for showers tonight, we'll have hot water for baths, we'll have hot water for dishwashers and everything, and we don't have to pay a penny for it. The sun has done it for us. And that's probably going to give us about 70% of our hot water needs throughout the year. And we also have 2 tanks, one for each apartment. So the tenants get free hot water basically also. And we went to the next level as well, put in a photovoltaic system, which generates our own electricity. So much of what we generate, much of what we use, we generate ourselves. In fact, we've had the system running now for a little shy of 3 weeks, and we have generated about 1,400 kilowatt hours, which is a phenomenal amount of electricity. You've paid back your capital costs, and you have no operating costs. So how can you not do it? So the key is the insulation, the air source heat pumps, the heat recovery ventilators, the solar hot water, generate our own with photovoltaics, low voltage lighting where possible, efficient appliances, and our lifestyle is better than it would be in a conventional house. From an individual point of view, if you're going to build a house and you look at the costs and you look at the numbers, how can you make a decision to go with oil? Or how can you make a decision to go with natural gas? When you cut through the advertising and you cut through all the, the hype, the bottom line is energy prices are going to continue to go up, and there are alternatives that are available now. In this house is an example of how you can use those things cost effectively, fast payback, and being independent.